Okay, in this video, what I'm going to do is carry out the instructions for this assignment, mobile HTML assignment. And in this assignment, what we're going to do is use Tomcat and Eclipse to create and test a website that's designed for mobile devices. And this website will be a static website. In other words, it'll just be ordinary HTML files. There won't be any script running on the server side. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Here's Eclipse, and let's create a new project. And I'm going to select Other, and under Web, I'll select Dynamic Web Project. It's not actually going to be a dynamic web project, but I had some trouble when I selected static web project, and I don't remember what that is, but I do remember making a decision only to use dynamic web projects for this course. So I'm going to select dynamic web project, and the name of the project should be mobile, and this is good. Now at this point, I'm clicking Next, by the way, and here we can change some settings. This is the context root. This is what appears in the URL when we try to access the web pages. We have to include mobile before them. And this is the name of the folder where the web content will be placed. Web content. So we'll accept the defaults here. The context root, the default it's giving us is the name of the project, the Eclipse project. So we could have a different context root than the name of the project. Apparently, it's not a problem. But I want you to check this checkbox: generate WebXML deployment descriptor. If you don't check that, you can manually add that file, but it's convenient to have the plugin generated for us. I'm going to close some of that. There's our mobile site, and here's web content. I'll expand that. Under WebINF, you will see there's a WebXML file. We'll need to modify that. But before we do that, let's create an index.html file under web content. I'm going to go New, File, index.html. And what I'll do here is grab the sample code right there, the sample HTML file, and this this sample is based on the reading, which is up here. That is where it suggests what's called the lowest common denominator approach, where we're trying to build a site that works well on as many possible platforms as we can. So let's go ahead and paste that into here, and we can save that. Alright, that's the index.html file. Now what we're going to do is modify this WebXML file. As you see, I double clicked on that and I got this particular view. This is called the design view. There's a tab down here, and we can select the other tab. That's the tab. This is the view, the source view. That's the presentation that I prefer to work in. But that's just a matter of preference, I think. So this is the deployment descriptor that I want you to use. And what this deployment descriptor does is it tells Tomcat to look for this MIME type in the it tells Tomcat to return this MIME type to the user agent that is accessing the website. So if anything ends with a .html, the Tomcat will say that its MIME type or its content type is this, which is the recommended label for mobile phones. Basically, it says that we adhere to this format up here with these particular dock type and so on. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Paste over here. But actually, you know, to be honest with you, this is an experiment. I'm not that knowledgeable about this area. This is just based on that article that those two articles that I read and I'm recommending. And we'll see. I don't know to what degree this recommendation is actually used in practice and how well it works. So that's a caveat to this exercise. Anyway, we have an index HTML file. We have this deployment descriptor. Let's take a look at how this runs. So what I'm going to do is run that. I'm going to right-click the project mobile and run on server. And I haven't done this yet. I need to define a new server. It'll be a Tomcat version 7 server. That's the host name, and that looks good. I could always use this server when running this project. That's a possibility. And there we are. This one context, this one application context is configured. That's good enough. Let's see that run. It's going to Tomcat. Eclipse opens up this this internal browser that's built into Eclipse, or at least it's a part of the Web Tools project that we installed when we added the J2EE plugins. And so part of the build process, or part of the run process actually, the Eclipse created an instance of this web browser and then navigated to the running application. But here's the issue: that the browser doesn't understand that content type that we're returning to it, which is right here. And so it doesn't understand that content type, and what it's doing is it's saying, well, hi, this is a file. I don't understand what this file is. Do you want to save it? Do you want to save this file, or find a program online to open it? And I'll say cancel. I don't want it at all. And so the web browser is not going anywhere. But if we navigate to that URL in our virtual device, that in fact it works. So let's. I'm already viewing some other web page here, and what I'll do is navigate http:// and this will be localhost, and then we need the port number. Now we need the port number that brings us into to the local host of the host machine, not the local host of the virtual machine that the emulator is running under. So I don't remember what that that port is, so I need to check my web pages for that. And let's go ahead and look. I think I have it somewhere in here. This is Android emulator. I think it's in there. There it is. Oh, I see. It's not the port number. I'm sorry. It's the IP address for the host. So this is, in fact, it's 10.0.22. It's not the port number. It's sorry, localhost. This is the virtual machine's the local host. It should be 10.0.22. This routes us out of the virtual machine and connects us to the uh, to the host machine, which is running Windows. And I just need to type those numbers more carefully. And the port number is 8080, and the application context is mobile. And my emulator is running pretty slowly, and I probably need to allocate more memory for it, which was recommended to me by someone that visited me just a moment ago. So here it is, title, this is a sentence. There it is, in fact. So as you can see, the Android emulator understands this content type that's being returned to it in the HTTP header. The response message has a header in it that announces what the content type is, or the MIME type, and this is what is delivered to it. Our internal browser does not understand that. Let's see if Chrome understands that. Let's go to the same. Probably that's not going to work. So HTTP / this time it's localhost because we're running in the same host that the web application is running in. There it is. See, it's downloading it once again. Let's see what the behavior is in Internet Explorer. Let's see what Internet Explorer does with that MIME type. So it's HTTP localhost 8080 / mobile. There it is. Do you want to save mobile from localhost? And let me open it. Find a program. Let's look inside Notepad. And we'll open that, and there it is. See, it is in fact returning this document, but once again the string, the MIME type that's being returned is not recognized by Internet Explorer, and it's not recognized by Chrome. And I wonder how many mobile devices actually do recognize that that content type, and whether that's really as universal as that article suggests. That's an open question at this point. Let's go back and look at the rest of the exercise now. And let's see, mobile HTML. So index.html, but basically these are instructions that, let me pause this for a second. Alright, so what I did was I followed this link here, and this is from the reading. This is provided by the author of I should probably say who it is, Luca Passani, who is very active in the mobile application development field, and he has an important product that's provided to developers of mobile applications. And he has some sample HTML files that can be used for mobile apps. So I took a look at this one, menu 1, that's the simplest, and this is what it looks like in the browser. So apparently he's not returning that MIME type when I grab these files. So maybe that MIME type is not altogether a good idea. In fact, if I'm going to copy that, I think I can access that in the emulator. Let's take a look at what that looks like. Let's see if I can paste that in there. It does not paste. Alright, I'm not going to worry about it. But here is, if you do a view source on that, you'll see that And basically we've got this doc type here from the WAP forum, and all that information is there. And this is the same as what we have so far. There's a title that's required, and then he has a style section in here. So he has so his recommendation is to keep the CSS simple and in line with no external CSS style sheet. I think that some browsers, some mobile browsers do not process external style sheets. And then in the body here we have we have an image in a div. It's not a big deal. And then he's got this ordered list. And the reason why he has that as an ordered list is because he has assigned these access keys using this access key attribute for the links. So people can select a link just by clicking on that key on their phone. So let's and then he's got some more material down here, nothing special. So the main thing that I'm getting out of this is the use of this access key attribute, and also the fact that the style, CSS styling, should be done with an internal set of style rules rather than an external set of style rules. I wouldn't call this inline. This is not inline styling. This inline styling is where the style appears inside the element. Like here, this is inline styling. This is called an internal style sheet, or an internal styling. Right, let's go back to our web page and try to get that improved. So we have a title, and once again we're going to have a style section here. So style, and I'm going to do type equals, do we have a type field in that? I'm not sure. I'm going to go back to Lucas's example here. Text/CSS. There it is. And we add that in there. So it's text.css, text/CSS, and let's go ahead and put a rule in there for the body, and we'll do something like maybe a background color. And we'll just do a text color. I'll do color equals blue. I'm not sure that that's acceptable. Can we use named colors? Maybe not. Let's use a hex representation for the color. I believe that that's probably required under the specification. This particular type of XML file. So we'll make it blue, so it's red, green, and blue. So make it solid blue. And down here, let's try that unnumbered list. And we're going to call this a mobile site. That's the header. Let's put in an unnumbered list. An ordered list. We'll try that idea that he shows us with the access key. I'm not sure for Android. I don't think, or my phone in particular, I don't think that would be very useful. I would rather just click on the link. But perhaps on other phones that would be useful. Well, here's a list item, and this is going to be a link to let's see. It'll be a link to elements.xhtml and form1.xhtml. Oh, What is this .xhtml? Why do I call it .xhtml? Is that one of the requirements according to this reading? I notice that at his site he does end with xhtml. Maybe that is in fact one of the recommendations, so we can modify that. Here's elements.xhtml. Elements. And then we have another one. What is that called? It's going to be form1.xhtml. Put that in there. And I'll just do this as an example, and you still need to do more work to build out the solution to this assignment. You need to create these files and create all of these files for the form, and complete the assignment. I'm not going to do that on the video. I'm just going to show you how to get started. So let's go back to Eclipse. I think everything is ready to go. Let's refresh the page. Or perhaps go back. I see I'm right on the history list there. There it is, mobile site. If I press a 1, I bet I go to that. Let's see. Press a 1. And yeah, it doesn't go anywhere. Okay. Not sure how that works. Let me go back. And I think that would be back right there. There we go. If I click on elements, and as you can see, that's it's not found. So that file needs to be created. I think we'll do that right now. And let's refresh this. How do we refresh? Try this again. Not sure how to refresh the page. Oh, I didn't call it. I called it HTML. I wanted to call it XHTML. And by the way, this is interesting. Let's find out what happens here, because in this WebXML file, we have, for HTML, we're returning this particular MIME type. But now we're matching it against XHTML, so this will not be the MIME type that's returned. Let me go back, try elements again. And there it is. Oh, it's identical, isn't it? Let me look. There it is. Elements.xhtml. See, that is in fact where we are. These are called elements. It doesn't look like I went anywhere, because I just copied the index page. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's see if we get a better result. I don't know how to reload. Is this reload? Yeah, let me just hit enter on that. And in fact, there it is. It's now been corrected. So the site, the phone, at least the emulator, handles this fine without this MIME type. Now, one thing I'm tempted to do actually is to take this out. Yeah, see how it runs. This is the MIME type mapping here. This is needs to be corrected. I can can do a better job at that. I'm just going to comment that out like this. Yeah, that's an XML comment. And here we're saying to go to this. This is called the welcome file list. Let's make that an X, and let's rename that. So I don't know what the convention is. I don't know what works best. So I am in a process of experimentation and reading and research. And let's see how it works with the XHTML extension without returning this MIME type. Now, when we change the WebXML file, we're going to need to restart the server, and it may have done that automatically based on reading that this WebXML file has changed. I'm not sure that that's the case. Let me test that. If it did restart the application and process the new WebXML file, then we should be able to view the website in Chrome. Let's go ahead and go to that. It's in the localhost 8080/mobile. Should redirect us. This is localhost. It is not coming up. Index.xhtml. It is coming up. Now why didn't it redirect me? Hit enter on that. So that is not being redirected. I think that's the welcome file list. This is index.xhtml. So this doesn't seem to be working. Let's see if I modify something and save it. Am I going to get a restart? Maybe not. Let's see. This is start the server. Is the server even running? I don't know. Let's see. Let's test this again. And let me try to press start the server. It should fail, right? Starting. It's already in use. Oh, well, that makes sense, right? So how can I shut down the server? How do I shut down the server? Start the server in debug mode. Should be. It looks like it's. Looks like the process is already running. I don't know how to shut down this. To shut down the server. Let's see if we can do some investigations on that. I remember having this issue before. And let's see. I don't see shutdown anywhere. This is a view. Oh, how about if we go over to servers? Is this in fact, is there a shutdown operation here? Because it looks like the server is currently running. And let's prove that. Watch this. If I say mobile site, I'm going to put an exclamation point there. And we go to Chrome. Type in index.html. Oh, .xhtml. There it is, the exclamation point. So the process, the server process is running. I just don't see how to control it. Maybe it's in here. Let's see. There it is. Stop. Or we can restart. Let's just restart. And the reason I wanted to do that, I wanted to check the redirection. So if we just type in mobile slash, if I hit enter here, I wanted to redirect to index.xhtml. And let's see if that in fact works. Oh, not redirect, but in fact it's just displaying index.html. And the reason that that's happening is because that is the appears in this welcome file list. So if we change this to elements, watch this, and we're going to need to restart the server. So I want a different welcome file. Let's go back to Chrome and reload. As you can see, we have a new file that's being served for the as the root resource in this context. So this is, you'll see in the documentation, this word right here referred to as a web application context. Now, of course, that's the same as going to elements.xhtml, and it's different than going to. We can still access index.xhtml, but index.xhtml is no longer the default web page that's provided to clients. If I hit enter on that, I get elements. So that's how that works. I'm going to set that back, and it seems to be working well without this. I don't know the importance of this MIME type. One problem with using that MIME type is that desktop browsers cannot access or cannot interpret the web page that's returned to them. Let's check the mobile site here. All right, so we're still here. Hit enter on that. Oh, this is the old one, right? So I didn't restart the server. Hit enter again on that. There it is. Follow the link to elements, and there it is. That's the back button. And the access key, once again, I don't think that works with this Android keypad. If I press a 1, I don't see it. Enter. Does it work? It does not work. Back key. All right, so access key does not work with the way I'm using it anyway. Maybe I'm not entering in the commands correctly. That's the beginning. What I want you to do for the rest of the exercise is to experiment with some of these elements, and also and create a link back to the home page, and then also create a form that's spread across 3 static HTML files, and the submit button should bring you back to the home page when you're at the end. Alright, so get that finished up and commit your work, and I'll take a look at that. Alright, that's it.